This is testimony number 10, and it is entitled, O Ye of Little Faith. In testimony number 6, I said that in 2017, I got a dream that I was in prison, and about 2 years after that, I started a valley season. This testimony, however, is about an experience in 2018. While going to school, the University of Technology, Jamaica, I would go out on the weekends, but one weekend in particular, I was not sure where to go. So I went on Instagram to look if there was any event happening. While I was searching, I found a flyer for a men's leadership conference event being held the next day at a church beside my school. The information said that there will be 4 speakers, there is a fee, and there will be snacks and lunch. The next day, I woke up and headed to the event. I was kinda late, so I missed the first speaker, and I sat down at a table while the second speaker was speaking. The conference seemed interesting. In between speakers, they served snacks and lunch. I was sitting at a table with some other gentlemen, and one of whom ended up in a conversation with me. He asked me a couple questions, and I told him that I was enrolled at UTech and I was in the process of seeking knowledge and reading books outside of school. And he said, that is great, because as a leader, you have to read a lot. Now it was time for the third speaker. Then surprisingly, it was the man that I was just talking to. He stood up and went to the podium. Then he said, I was just talking to a young man at my table. Young man, come and get this book. He also said to another young man, come and get this book. The speaker was Pastor Edwards of a church in Brooklyn, New York. After he came down, we talked and exchanged numbers. The book was Disciplines of a Godly Young Man. This book has been a part of my foundation in the faith. Each chapter is about a different discipline. Purity. Disciplines like purity, being a genuine friend, what you keep out of your mind, what you put into your mind, devotion, prayer, your words, work, perseverance, church, giving, witnessing, and ministry. The next and final speaker was Pastor Delisser. He had a deep and profound speech. He spoke about philanthropy, which is giving back to inner city communities and the youth at risk of becoming a danger to society. He is from a more affluent part of town, but he spoke about integrating with the less fortunate by playing sports with them and going into their communities to help them find opportunity. He revealed that because of his generosity, he garnered such a respect that if one member of the inner city community overstepped their bounds with him, the whole community would be upset and that person would have to leave the community. He also relieved that on one occasion, a couple of men from an inner city community were arrested, and he went to the police station to ask for their release. And the police officer in charge said that the police will only release them because they will be under his care. This turned out to be a remarkable moment because he revealed that it was a great celebration that day in the community and the residents honored him. When he finished his speech and came down, I approached him and let him know that I was touched and moved by his speech and that I would like to keep in touch. He gave me his number and he started to mentor me. And at a certain point in the program, they said, "Gather around the young men and put your hands upon them." And they surrounded me and placed their hands upon me. And they said, "Pray for them because they are the leaders of the future." Now I would like to share a poem which is entitled, "O Ye of Little Faith." There are a couple instances in the Bible where Jesus said, "O ye of little faith," like when Jesus walks on water and Peter begins to sink. And Jesus says, "O ye have little faith, why did you doubt?" Another situation of lack of faith is when doubtful Thomas refused to believe that it was the risen Christ, asking to see the holes in his hands and side. And Jesus said, "Put your finger here, see my hands. Reach out your hand and put into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Jesus also said, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." Another notable mention in the gospel about Jesus' arrival is that Jesus gave up his divine privileges. He took the humble position of a servant and was born as a human being. When he appeared in human form, he humbled himself in obedience to God and to death, even death on a cross. He came to this world in a humble manger, and upon his arrival to Jerusalem, he rode upon a simple donkey. The ways of God are mysterious, but his way is perfect and he makes no mistake. We as humans cannot fully understand his ways, but we should respond with trust or faith. Faith is significant. The phrase, "O ye of little faith," highlights the importance of faith in the Christian context. Faith is not just a feeling or something we approve of or agree to in our minds, but a deep trust in God's power, goodness, and sovereignty, meaning his supreme power or authority. Jesus' rebukes to his disciples emphasize that faith is not just a theoretical concept which can be something that is just in the mind, but a practical reality that should shape our daily lives, meaning something that is used in the way how we live our daily lives.